going on, everybody? Stopping here today to do a little bit of fixing on my mother's car. She had some issues crop up with a rotor on her brakes, some unseen rust that we did not anticipate being a huge problem. So we're going to see if we can get that taken care of and try and make this short and quick, and just a little peek into the more of our world here at Switching Lanes. So stay tuned, because a new one starts right now. Okay, so we have the wheel off, we've jacked it up, got some tools out, and here we are to look at this. And boy, did she get the bad end of the stick. So basically what happened is my mother does not drive a lot, so we use a lot of salt here in Michigan in the wintertime, and it appears, unbeknownst to any of us, the salt really got to the backside of this rotor, and it rusted the mess out of it. So there, henceforth, she was driving when it came apart, and so we've got a messed up caliper, which we have to replace, kind of rough. We're gonna have to put new brake pads, obviously, but we're definitely gonna have to do a new rotor. Everything's fixable, but it's just when you don't know sometimes, and there's no way to know, hey, my rotor is rusting out on the side I can't see. So nobody really needs to be blamed. It's just kind of one of those things. And again, if she drove more often, which she don't have a reason to, but if she drove more often, she probably would have noticed something a lot sooner. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on and try and get this taken care of. All right, so we have the rotor off. We have the caliper loose. We have the caliper housing on the ground. This, brace yourself, is what the rotor looks like. It is literally half of its former self. So we really need to do something about that. So we're going to move forward from here, and let's make this look good again. Okay, so we got the caliper off. Wasn't as hard as I thought, and there we go. Okay, so we got the rotor, got a brand new rotor. That's what that rough one looked like. New one, yay. We got more brake pads. We got a brand new caliper. It's all going on. So let's move forward and button this thing up and be done. Okay, so we sprayed everything off, tried to take some of the rust off and whatnot, best we can. But we're gonna go ahead and put this back on. So first things first, there's our new rotor. That's step one, which obviously all I had to do was just slide it on, not a big deal. Step two is going to be putting this thing on, which should lock right in place right there. But first, I think we need to take these bolts off. These right here, they actually came with bolts. I have the old ones on the ground here, but might as well use the new ones, right? So let me go ahead and pause this, and I'm going to take these bolts off, and then I'm going to go ahead and start to put the actual frame on before the caliper. So let me pause it 1 second. Okay, so we took one bolt off. I don't think we need to take the other one off. So we took the top one there off. We're going to line these holes here back up with the back behind this caliper so that the housing is bolted on over this again. And then we'll go ahead and pop our brake pads in and all that other jazz. So here we go. Okay, I'm gonna pause it right here to make sure I can see everything. Okay, so I have screwed in the bolts on the back here. I'm still going to tighten them with the wrench here in a minute, but I wanted you to see the actual frame for the caliper is on. This will slide up and pop into place right there. I still got to put pads in real quick, but as you can see, the frame is on. I'm going to go ahead and tighten it, and then we'll drop the pads in. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video again and get under here real quick and just tighten it up. It takes I I want to say a 14 millimeter, 15 millimeter, tighten these up. And I also use a big wrench for leverage. Don't necessarily need to have a head that moves back and forth like that, but this tub right here, 15 millimeter is what those back bolts are for this frame right here. So we're gonna go ahead and tighten those up, and I'll unpause it after I'm done with that, and then we'll move on to putting the pads in here, and we're just gonna continue to move forward. I still gotta put the brake line on too. That's one bolt that goes in the back of this this caliper, but I think we're gonna do that last because it'll be most accessible then. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause it again. Here we go.
It's weird seeing her
Okay. Okay, so we got the rotor on, as I said. We tightened up the bolts on this bracket here. Now we're putting the brake pads on as we speak. So I'm gonna go ahead, try and get these on as quickly as I can. They never go quick. And then we'll be in the home stretch. So let me get these on, and then we'll go ahead and move forward. All right, so we are all done. We have a new rotor. We have a new caliper. We have reattached the brake line back here. We got to put fluid in, but other than that, we got the new pads in. Everything is brand new. So I think everything's good to go. I'm going to throw the tire back on, and I think everything, like I said, I got to put brake fluid in it still. Definitely needs brake fluid. But I think overall, we've pretty much finished this one up. So I'm going to go ahead and move on, and I'll wrap this up with a couple final thoughts, and we're going to call this one good. Well, that's wrapping it up for the day. Caliper is fixed. Brake pads are changed, and the rotor's on. So we fixed Mumsy's car. Wasn't too difficult, just a few bolts. It was something she really needed done, and it wasn't anything we expected was going to happen, but at the end of the day, we did it. It was something simple, and that was a 2010 Focus, and I'm just thankful that it went, for the most part, smooth. Other than that, make sure you're liking, subscribing, watching the whole video, and hopefully even sharing. We really appreciate all the support. It's important in the long run, and we're going to keep doing these things. Whether it's not, if it's not a Benz, we'll still work on something else. I just felt like this was something that might be interesting to few, and it's not the same cars all the time, so it gives you a little difference. Other than that, stay healthy, be happy, and we'll see you next time. This is Chris on Switching Lanes. Later.